Welcome to Walker Commercial Interiors Safety Orientation video. We pride ourselves in going the extra mile to make sure all safety expectations are crystal clear and adhered to, because your safety is our top priority. The truth is that every year, thousands of hardworking craftsmen on construction sites all over the world are hurt, injured, and in some severe cases have sadly lost their lives. To Walker Commercial Interiors, these statistics are not acceptable. We expect each employee to know and follow the important guidelines in our safety program. Knowing that you take our core values as seriously as we do means you understand safety starts with us. In the next few minutes, we'll dig deep into some of the details of our safety protocols put in place to keep every one of our employees safe and sound at work. Sadly, it's been revealed that falls are one of the leading causes of death in our industry, and they happen way too often. That's why WCI wants to take the lead with our own fall protection policy that requires any employee exposed working at a height of 6 feet or more to have fall protection. Carefully chosen protection devices must be selected and inspected by the user before use. This PPE is designed to save your life. Please inspect it. In fact, we take it a step further as a required rescue plan must always be in place for any and all work requiring fall protection. PPE. Annually, there are thousands of construction workers who are needlessly injured because of one simple factor that's often ignored: PPE. That's why we require anyone and everyone who steps foot on any of our job sites not just to wear PPE, but to wear the correct PPE. I want to show you our approved attire design to keep you alive and well. Let me start at the top with our most important piece of gear that protects every worker's most vulnerable and important body part, your head. A standard hard hat is made of hard material much like a football player's helmet, designed to absorb a shot from a powerful blow raining down on your head from above. The hard hat is a required bodyguard for the purpose of preventing any injuries from all falling objects. Protecting every employee from injury is a top priority with us. Our vision is to protect you. That's why WCI requires everyone to wear safety glasses at all times. Your eyes can be vulnerable to flying objects, big or small, and these safety glasses have saved many construction workers from serious injuries to their vision. Dust, debris, and other fine materials can bypass your safety glasses and fly into your eyes. This is why you should always use a face shield when using a chop saw, angle grinders, or similar power tools. Our next piece of attire that's required is our high visibility vest or shirt. With so many workers hard at work doing various tasks, it is important to be able to see anyone who just might be outside of your sight line. These brightly colored vests or shirts help ensure that you can easily be seen by alerting all workers all around you. When others can easily see you, it reduces accidents that can be easily avoided. You've got to hand it to WCI when it comes to protecting your hands. That's because we know that construction workers use their hands more than any other body part in order to accomplish the various tasks. That's why we've taken important safeguards. Actively handling material should only take place using approved gloves. All gloves must meet minimum requirement of the task being performed. Using a cut level 3 or equivalent when handling metal studs gives you protection against cuts. You cannot go wrong when you slip on the proper gloves. They promise to provide maximum protection. Job sites are notorious for all kinds of objects lying on the ground capable of causing serious accidents to workers' feet. Foot injuries happen way too often. Nails sticking up off the boards to rolling your ankles are all trauma-related injuries that can easily be avoided by wearing the proper work boot. You must select the correct boot designed for your protection. Boots safeguard workers' ankles from injuries. Now that we've worked through all of our required attire intended to prevent injuries, it is also important to know what they are designed to do, and that's save lives. Remember, PPE is required 100% of the time when on any of WCI's active projects. Housekeeping. Here in Walker Commercial Interiors, we have high standards on how everything looks, especially when it comes to maintaining a clean, safe working environment. We believe that the overall appearance of our workplace is a direct reflection on our product, our procedures, our professionalism, and of course, the protection of our people. That's why good housekeeping is a priority. Here we know that a clean job site is a safe job site. Good housekeeping reduces accidents and brings added layers to the efficiency of the work process. Ladders come in all shapes and sizes and are used for different purposes. That's why choosing the right ladder for the right task is important. Manufacturers' recommendations must be followed and manufacturers' labels must be legible at all times. When using the extension ladders, follow the 4:1 ratio ladder rule. Set the base 1 foot out from the wall for every 4 feet it reaches up. The ladder must extend a minimum of at least 3 feet above the point of support to gain access to a higher level. And finally, when climbing up and down a ladder, there must always be 3 points of contact. Following each of these guidelines will ensure that safety always wins. In the end, we expect that you will inspect your ladder prior to every use. Hand and power tools. Hand and power tools play an important role in bringing to fruition certain tasks. That's why we emphasize specific guidelines to be followed in order to ensure workers' safety. For example, electric power operated tools should always be carefully kept in a safe place, and they all need to be handled in one of two of these categories: the required double insulated type, or to be grounded through the use of a country wire system. Daily inspection of all tools and all electrical cords is required. Any damaged electrical cords should be replaced immediately. By the way, all tools designed to accommodate guards will be equipped with such guards, and all tools need to be used with the correct manufacturer's recommended shield for attachments. Removing a manufacturer guard is an important safeguard that we do not allow. That's because the removal of the guard has the potential for resulting in serious injury. Scaffold. An important apparatus used at all construction sites is the scaffold. These temporary elevated work platforms provide great support for getting specific jobs done. We have some important rules to follow to keep everyone safe and secure. First, all scaffolding should be built, moved, taken down, and altered under the watchful eye of the competent person who is very familiar with the particular scaffold being used. They must be constantly maintained, and all working scaffold must be carefully inspected in advance, prior to each use and before every shift. Those that pass the test must have a green tag displayed on them, and the scaffold which is incomplete or not in use must have a red tag in plain sight as well. Guardrails must be in place at all times when using any scaffold. The altering of components in the field is not allowed unless under the supervision of a competent person. The scaffold frames, as well as their components, which are manufactured by different companies, may not be intermixed. The only exception is if the component parts readily fit together and if the integrity of the scaffold is maintained. One final standard that must be followed is that all employees must use approved access methods without exception. Operators must be thoroughly trained, and all equipment must be carefully maintained according to the manufacturer's intended guidelines. These include seatbelts and backup alarms. Texting or talking on your phone while driving a construction vehicle is a foolish and dangerous thing to do. Don't ever use your cell phone or any handheld device for that matter when you're operating and moving mobile equipment. If you have to take a call or need to text someone, stop and find a safe place to park. Then and only then may you use your phone. A major key in preventing injuries is being cautious to observe every single detail all around you. Whenever walking through a job site, for example, never walk through barricades without permission from the barricade owner, because breaking that simple rule can lead to a serious injury. People think that walking under a ladder brings bad luck, but working beneath a suspended load can result in a much worse outcome. Just like in your car, heavy equipment has blind spots. Make it an ongoing practice to always make eye contact with any operator before you move closer to any piece of equipment. Advanced planning is an essential principle to guarantee safety in our company. Before any shift, WCI asks that you and your coworkers review a task plan together. Use judgment to visualize and think about what steps are needed to control these tasks' risks. Pre-planning, done well, will help ensure you and your coworkers have a safe place to work. I am sure this goes without saying, but we do not tolerate or permit any drugs or alcohol of any kind because they have no place according to our policy of professionalism. And one last thing, in case of emergency, notify your supervisor as quickly as you can. Reporting an incident at the incident or near miss keeps us all accountable to one another as a team, and it helps prevent future injuries as well. I am sure you can tell after watching this video that your well-being is so very important to us. We pride ourselves in your protection and to hopefully earn your trust. That's why WCI wants all of our employees not to only work safely, but to also believe in our core values. Safety starts with you. At WCI, your safety is important to us. That's why we have a program that encourages everyone to do their part. WCI wants to reward your safe habits. Our incentive program gives each employee an opportunity to receive an additional $100 every quarter. It's simple. Do not get a citation within that quarter and you're automatically eligible. Now, if there are any injuries within that quarter, then everyone loses their opportunity. That is why it is important to make sure that everyone is following all of the company policies and adhering to OSHA standards to ensure a safe working environment. Remember, safety above all leads to zero accidents.